morning, good morning. Come on in, everybody. If you would, if anybody is in the chat, which I see some of you are, just let me know that you can hear me okay. Please. Good morning this morning. It is a
Whoa, what's that?
pretty chilly day today, but not like before, so I'm going to be grateful for the weather that we have. Good morning, Shelly. Can you hear me okay? Good morning, Donzel. Good morning, Cece. How are you? What's your weather like? Happy poop? You didn't send any happy poop, brother. Good morning. How are you? How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody have a productive week? I had a overproductive week. And when I say over, I mean my job got loud and clear on the phone. Perfect. They got everything they wanted to get out of me this week, and they probably wanted more. So I had a pretty busy week. How was everybody else week doing this week? I didn't get much gardening stuff done, but some I did. Some stuff that I really wanted to get done, I got done. So yeah, how was everybody? How was everybody's weather? Cece, is it like 90 degrees yet? Good morning, that's my art. How are you? How you doing this morning? How you doing this morning? Hey, okay, everybody's still saying good morning. Come on in. While you're coming in, the 80s, I'm jealous. But you know what? I'm not going to be so jealous because guess what? I'm going on vacation soon. And soon it's going to be nice weather for me, at least for a few days anyway. So good morning. Good morning, good morning. So with that being said, there's going to be no streams next weekend. None. It's raining there in Georgia 8B. I'm pretty sure you want the rain though. It will be 840s tonight. Why the sudden drop? Mind, body, soil life is 34 your way. Yeah, it's pretty chilly here. I think it's going to be in the 40s today. So CC's nighttime is my daytime. And I'm okay with it because at least it's not feeling like it's in the teens. So I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. Make sure when you come in, you hit that thumbs up for me. Good morning, Forgin. Cold front coming for the weekend. You covering up your plants. Did you start planting out some of your seedlings? I think you did. You're going to cover everything. Good morning. Mind and body, I think I haven't seen you on stream before, so welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? It's chilly. Fortune, what's your weather like? Everybody have breakfast yet this morning? My breakfast is my coffee. Yes, you did, covering. Okay. Fortune's been getting her garden beds ready, so I'm very impressed with that. Everybody's doing all the things, so that's great this morning. So today, if you saw the topic of the stream, we're going to be talking a little bit about cold stratification. I wasn't very clear on exactly what it was. 32 feels like 22. Yeah, that's pretty cold. Oh, finally got a day off? Oh, you're here for the cold stratification. You winter, so good. So do you cold stratify? Everybody go in and take the poll too. Take the poll. Good morning, Gwen. How are you? 41 degrees feels like 35. Your breakfast is your coffee. Mine too. That's my art. Mine too. Okay. Mine too. So I had questions about it. So I just want to see how many of you actually cold stratify before. So that's why I put the poll up this morning. And then I wanted to see who's done it before, how it worked, all the things. When winter sowing, nature does all the stratifying. Correct. That's what I read so far. Some things you don't require winter stratification, but it helps. So it's not required, but it's helpful. So I'm going to talk about those plants today too. And then if I have time, which I think I will have time, I'll show you guys a little bit of what I've been doing and what I got going on this morning. So everybody go on, man. Come on in. You did that for soap, cold strat. You did that for soap weed. I don't know what soap weed is. I'm gonna have to research. I actually have my laptop here, and I'll be able to research some things. So I'm gonna try something a little different this morning. Good morning, Nisi. Good morning, top of the morning to you. Good morning, Lynette. Come on in. Everybody hit that like button while you're coming in. I haven't started yet. I just wanted to give people time to come in this morning, but I am gonna start shortly. So come on in and say good morning. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you hadn't hit the like button, go ahead and do that. Let me just go over some ground rules, all right? Everybody here, you know this already. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, I'm babysitting. No problem, Nancy, no problem, as long as you're here. Good morning, Gina. You're up early. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So let me just, for those of you watching the replay, welcome in. We're going to be talking about cold stratification today. So yeah, that's what the topic is for today. A couple ground rules here today. This is a PG-13 stream, so if you are a troll, I have mods, you will be removed. Number two, everybody be kind to everybody in the chat. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I'm here for all the questions. I actually like all the questions. I like the interaction. Number three, please do come in and hit that thumbs up button before you forget. Because I know for me, sometimes I'll go on people's streams and I'll be listening and I would have forgotten to hit the thumbs up button. So make sure you hit the thumbs up button this morning. And number five, we haven't had this lately, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I do have hydroponics, and no, I do not grow cannabis. Okay? You're an old lady. You go to bed early and wake up early. I go to bed late and wake up early. So I'm the opposite. I am the opposite. So everybody take the poll this morning. Most of you have tried cold stratification. I think I tried cold stratification unintentionally, right? So what is cold stratification, right? Let's get right into it. If you think you know what cold stratification is because it needs two things, put it in the chat for me. You know what? That's why my coffee not coming out, because I had it closed. And I'm very happy to see everybody this morning. So cold stratification, it's just a gardening technique that stimulates your seeds to break dormancy. So that's the first question. When you mention hydroponics, everybody asks. That's everybody asks. So cold stratification is the gardening technique that stimulates natural winter to break seeds dormancy, right? It's not just cold, but it's the combination of cold and moisture. So that's something that been there, done that. Yeah, I don't think I'm still sleepy, but I might be still sleepy. Oh, you don't? I see the poll up. I'm actually going to end the poll because I'm going to put something else. Because some of my polls this morning are just to see if everybody's listening. So that is a heads up for everybody listening. So when you think about cold stratification, think of it as a biological alarm clock. The seeds fall in the autumn, endure cold weather or wet winter, then warmth returns, and then the clock goes off telling the seed that it's safe to grow. So it's a defense mechanism. It's a biological alarm clock for seeds. So you got to think in nature, all these things that are out here, they sprout. So there we go. Oh, thank you, brother. And for those that don't know, there is a gardening Discord that I have for all my viewers, subscribers, everybody who actually wants to join the Discord. We've been having a fun time in there. So if you're in the Discord, give me a thumbs up. Peace in my garden. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, the Nichols. So some seeds are thicker. They're meant to be digested before sprouted. Okay. So I'm going to do another one just because I want to see if you guys were listening, right? What do seeds need to cold stratify? Fortune, if you could, tell me what you meant when you said they need to be digested before stratified. Just tell me what you meant by that, because I don't think everybody knows what you meant by that. So I'm here with you. Because I think I know what you meant, but I just want to make sure I know what you meant. Some seeds sprout because the birds eat them and poop them out. Okay. That's not what I thought you meant. Mind, body, and soul. I'm going to say, I'm going to get to scarification in a minute. So that's something that I read too. So I actually want to see if you guys listened this morning, right? So what do seeds need to be cold stratified? What do they need? Tell me if you were paying attention when we first started, right? Tell me if you were paying attention. Let me see. All right. Good morning, everyone. I do cold stratification. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. It depends on the type of seed. Correct. Yeah, nasturtiums like to be abused. They'll sprout faster. What is cold stratify? See, I just went through that. It's just the seeds want to go through a biological alarm clock. They want the warm, they want the cold, they want the moist, they want all the things, just like the seasons. So they go through the seasons. All right. Cold and moisture. All right. So everybody's taking a poll this morning. So let's go through the science of what the dormancy is. So Shelly, I hope you're paying attention. You might have to put the pronunciation in the chat for me because I don't know if I remember from last night. So many seeds contain a growth inhibiting hormone called abscisic acid. The process of cold moist stratification breaks down the ABA. So abscisic acid is ABA, right? Promotes growth, promoting hormones like gibberellins. I think I said that right. So yeah, good morning, Miss T. Good morning, Janet Potter. I think I saw you guys come in. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. So it needs the ABA, which is abscisic acid, and it promotes growth, promoting hormones like gibberellins. I think I said that right. Who knows? Good morning. She is Sunshine. It's so crazy. She is Sunshine. I have to say your name super, super slow. So abscisic acid, right? ABSCISIC. So I'm going to put it in the chat so everybody can see it. CC, I agree. It's too early for the big words. BSCIS. Yes. And then the hormone that it promotes is gibberellins. So those are the two things that people really kind of need to know about cold stratification. People don't ever really break down the science of it. So I kind of wanted to know what it was. So that's just me being curious because I think that, like I said, I unintentionally did cold stratification, but I'm not sure, sis or sunshine. No problem, Sunshine. I like saying she is Sunshine, even though it's like a tongue twister for me. So there are general categories for cold stratification. Thank you, Miss Cheryl, for the bronze medal. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm actually going to do something for you guys this morning since I won't be streaming next weekend. Going on vacation, y'all. We're going to do some membership gifting this morning, but I'm going to try to wait for more people to come in. So, but yeah, we're gonna go through some membership gifting this morning. All right, so let's go through some specific examples of cold stratification. So the number one rule is to consider a plant's native climate. So what are they used to growing in? If it evolved in a place where it has cold winters, it's likely the seeds expect a cold period, right? So here are some popular examples of cold stratification. So I don't grow milkweed, but this is one of the ones that is like a gifts. Yeah, we love gifts. That's my art. Well, I don't know about we, but I love gifts. Passing through a bird, the seed is clean, stratified, and fertilized. There you go. There you go. Fortune, I actually agree with you. I did read that. I read it on several sites. So when I do my research, I look at several sites to figure out if it's just like the internet throwing something out there to see what sticks, or if it's something that all of them say. Have an awesome day. Good morning. Yeah. So I'm so everybody having abscisic. Thank you, Shelly. Abscisic. But you can just say ABA acid. So ABA. How do you pronounce the other one, Shelly? I told you we were going through this. So for native wildflowers, it's essential. If you want to grow common milkweed to support the monarch butterflies, its seeds need about 30 days, up to 84 days to wake up. So let's just do that. Thank you, Forgin. Okay, so, all right. Another one is, you know, the purple coneflower. A lot of us call it, you said it right. We love gifts. That's right. So, you know, the purple flower, the coneflower, it's called, a lot of people call it echinacea, right? So, echinacea, it needs cold stratification. It requires about 30 to 90 days of chilling. And then for something like the columbine, the period is a bit shorter, so that flower needs about 3 to 4 weeks. So it's a little bit shorter, right? So that is what it is. Now, some seeds are extra tough, like the lupine. Lupine is also a flower. It needs about 30 to 60 days of cold. Plus, it also has a hard seed coat, so you have to scratch it, which is what they were talking about earlier, the scarification. So you have to scar it first. And then we'll talk about that more a little bit later. Oh, you got a purple cone to sprout on your hydro, only one? Exactly. So the reason why the question about good morning, Jackie Kuka. The reason the question came up about the stratification was I was trying to figure out what I could possibly grow in my hydroponic systems to essentially germinate, like, but I'm finding that some of the things like to be in cold before going in there. You just use the paper towel method for your cold cone flowers and it will germinate it. Exactly. Good morning, good time of day, golden time of day. Good morning, how are you? So exactly. That is what you kind of need. And so think about this as well. When we move to like woody plants, the timeline often gets longer. So I don't know if you guys heard me say it, but I eventually want to buy a fruit tree, right? But I want to buy a tree that can survive in the cold, that goes through the stratification, because some trees need cold, right? So like if you think about like an apple tree from seed, you need to be patient because it needs cold stratification. It requires a long chill, 60 to 90 days to mimic a true winter. So that is one of the things that you need you need to think about, right? So the same goes for like a service berry tree. So just got to really think about those type of things, right? So we talked about natives and some of the perennials. Let's see. You guys got it right. So for cold stratification, like I said, these are kind of like pop quizzes today. Most of you got it right. It needs cold plus moist. So 48% of you got it right this morning, right? How about this one? I appreciate you, Cece. I know that I'm missing a mod today. So I do have my mod settings on, but I'm trying not to pay attention to them because I know my mods are the greatest mods ever. Mods, if you could drop your links in the chat for those of you that have a channel. I should have added some time to those. I got it, but I got one. Thank you for dropping these channels in. Cece got fast fingers. Yes, she does. CC, Rich, Shelly, Forging, some of the greatest mods ever. Some of the greatest mods ever. So I'm essentially saying if you guys are listening this morning, this is an easy one. And then for those of you that have cold stratified, let me know what you did cold stratify so far. What were you successful at? What were you not successful at? Let me know. What were you successful at and not successful at? Good morning. Good morning, Michael. He's saying good morning to Casual Rich. That's an inside jokey joke. Casual Rich. Yeah, my mods are awesome. I love them all. They hook it up for me so that I could really pay attention and be engaging in the chat. So which of these flowers? Because I just said it. So today's polls are like pop quizzes a little bit. I want to just see who's paying attention and who's not, okay? So the edible garden vegetables and herbs. So let's spend some time talking about which of these need to be cold stratified, because all of them don't need cold stratification. They don't need it, but some of them can do well with what do you call it? They don't need it, but they would like it, right? They don't need it, but they would like it. So that is what we do. Thank you. So good news for most gardeners, that those of us that grow the tomatoes, peppers, beans, squash, cucumbers, none of those need cold stratification, right? None of them. Spinach, on the other hand, thank you, Jackie Cooper, it doesn't need it, but it would like it, right? So, brother, if you're paying attention in the chat, I think that's something that we did wrong, right? We probably should have did the cold paper towel method, which I'll get to that in a minute, right? But there are some strongly recommended and optional boosters, right? So note that I'm saying strongly recommended, but not mandatory, right? So like talking point, right? Here we go. Some of the edibles require or are highly beneficial. So like let's say you're starting asparagus from seed. You know, asparagus is a booster. Most of us like asparagus, right? Give it 30 to 60 days of cold stratification, right? It will, let me just go put all your flower seeds in the fridge. I mean, you could, depends on, I would research it first, right? For germination boosters, right? If you want to boost them, I've never done this, right? But carrots and parsnips, 2 to 3 week chills can make them sprout uniformly. You have to put them in the freezer and still fail. So CC, check this out, right? Don't put them in the freezer. I'm going to tell you how to do it in a minute. Same goal for cold weather greens like spinach and lettuce. I never have a problem with lettuce, so I'm not going to say that I think that they need it, but they say that it helps it. Thermal inhibition in warm soil, a quick 7-day chill can overcome it. So here's the refrigerator method, all right? Let me end this poll. You guys got it right. End poll. Most of you got it right, right? So the refrigerator method. This is the controller's method. I like being in control. This is the most precise, right? Is giving you full control and timing over your conditions, ideal for small batches of seeds. The paper towel / sand method. I'm not going to do the sand because I don't like sand in my house. Okay, so paper towel. Get a wet, damp paper towel, right? Label your bag, the plant name and the date. Good morning, Grow with Mensa. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Tamiko Doe. So you take your paper towel, wet it, dampen the paper towel so it's moist but not dripping. Think of it as a well-wrung sponge or whatever. Seal it in a Ziploc bag, press all the air out of it, and put your seeds on it, right? The fridge temp should be about 33 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Put it in the crisp drawer. So you know, like that drawer at the bottom of your fridge. And then check on your seeds every 2 weeks. If you spot a tiny white tip root poking out, then that's your cue. That's your cue to take them out and plant them. So how many of you have tried the paper towel method? And when I say paper towel method, that doesn't mean put them in the freezer. It means put them in the fridge in a wet paper towel in the crisp drawer. So I am going to try the paper towel method, right? If you tried the paper towel method without putting it in the freezer, put a 1 in the chat. If you tried it and you didn't put it in the freezer, because I put mine in the freezer. You did on soil? Okay. Lady Missa did. That's My Art did. You have not, but you're going to try it. Me too. I'm going to tell y'all, you'll wait for me to be successful. So what I'm going to do, you don't put them in the freezer, you put them in the refrigerator part. Yep, me too. So this is what I'm going to do after today's stream. I'm going to take a piece of paper towel. Plant Daddy don't need the fridge. Okay, Plant Daddy, we're going to see how your spinach grows, okay? So I'm going to take some spinach seeds. I'm going to put them in a paper towel. Matter of fact, I should demonstrate it now, but I don't feel like going inside. And I'm going to put it in the fridge, in the crisp drawer. And as soon as they have the little sprout coming out, I'm going to toss them in my hydroponic system. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to label them and all of that. So did I miss anybody today? I don't know if I said hello to everybody. Oh, you might. So Shelly is saying I'm definitely gonna try putting some in the fridge, and I may even just go ahead and drop some outside to see if they come up in the spring. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, Shelly, you got plenty of seeds. We got plenty of seeds to just try it out. I mean, what could it hurt, right? What could it hurt? Nothing beats a failure but a try. Oh, Unique said your problem is they were out of sight and you forgot about them. Put a reminder in your phone, right? So check on your paper towels every 2 weeks. If you spot the tiny white spot like the root poking out, that's your cue. Get them in soil right away. Get them in your hydroponics right away. Let's just try it, right? So if you're willing to try it, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Show me, or some hearts or something. If you're going to try it, let me know. You're going to try some of your flowers? You feel judged? That's not judgment, sis. I got plenty of seeds too. Nothing beats a failure but a try. We all gonna try this paper towel method. You planted your spinach outside in the dirt when it was cold and they sprouted. There you go. That's my art. Okay. So we gonna try it. We gonna try it. So here's the other method, right? This is little to no effort method. And this is kind of what That's My Art did. And it's the outside winter sowing method, right? Outside winter sowing method. And this is just a fantastic set it and forget it method. You use recycled containers like milk jugs. I used water bottles, but because I use water bottles, I'm gonna have to keep checking them to make sure that they don't dry out because they're in smaller containers. And it protects the seeds from pests and washing away from the natural soil and cycle. So like, if like we're putting seeds out in the soil, when it rains, it could wash them away. Gina said, I never had issues with spinach to sprout and you didn't cold stratify. Gina, I've only had issues with getting spinach to sprout in the hydroponics. When I plant it outside, there are no issues whatsoever. But inside of these systems, I've been having problems and I don't like it. CSIS says, I don't have plenty of seeds, donations accepted. Listen, CC, you got plenty of seeds, okay? You got plenty of seeds. Plenty of seeds. Oh, so Gina's saying you only grow outside, so right. I want to try it inside. CC not fooling anybody. She got plenty of seeds, okay? Matter of fact, CC need to be sending me some seeds because I think she got more containers than I do. And I got 5. That's right. Gina also lives in the North Pole, kind of, sort of. Gina, do you still have snow on your ground? Because my snow is melting, and I'm happy about it. The Nichols, you just starting out. You need to get all the donations, okay? See, that's right. CC got plenty of fertilizer, too. You see them in here telling your business, CC? You've been exposed this morning. The snow is all gone out, so all my snow isn't gone, but majority of my snow is gone. You never tried it inside. You hope they sprout for me. I hope they sprout for me too. I hope they sprout for me too. Good morning, G Mama. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So the jug method, right? I did it before. It's on the channel. The jug method. All you do is you cut open a jug. You put some moist soil in there, about 2 inches or so of moist soil. You put your seeds in, you tape the jug out. Excuse me. You tape the jug up. It's kind of like a little mini greenhouse and you sit it outside and then you let nature do its thing, right? You just let nature do its thing. So If you have if you have tried winter sowing before and it worked for you, let me know in the chat. Um, Jug, not water bottle. I get it, CC. I remember. I remember. I remember. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to maybe, you know, check on my water bottles. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check on my water bottles out here today. Okay. I actually might check on them today because the snow is going out there. You have bottles out now. It does work. I agree. I think it works too because I've seen plenty of people's channels where it worked, right? So it, like I said, it's very low effort. It's like set it and forget it. So one thing to watch out for though is mold. So if you see fuzzy growth on the soil surface of your winter sowing, poke a few more drainage holes because that is something that you need. But yeah, you never tried it. You just put your seed case with the spinach in and then put your butter put in a dish. Okay. Did I read that right? Good morning, Chris. I don't know if I spoke. Okay. You went to sow and all your you went to sow all your flowers for the past 5 years, and it's just really convenient and you save space and time. I agree. I agree. I agree. Save space and time. So just make sure you have proper drainage holes and all those things. So like I use what do you call it? Like a soldering iron I bought myself to poke holes in the bottom of my water bottles. So yeah, the snow is melting, but the work begins. Exactly. You need to try it with your flowers. So I'm hoping that it works. So how about this? If this winter sowing works, I'll probably never plant a flower on the inside in soil and seed start them again. More than likely, I will simply put them outside winter sowing. So I hope it works for me and my climate. I mean, I just hope it works, right? So direct sowing is something that a lot of us do. This method is less talked about because we all do it. So we don't go around be like, hey, for winter stratification, just go outside and direct sow. We don't say that. When we think about winter stratification, we just think of the most complicated things ever, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Direct sowing is the truest to nature, it's the truest form. And all you do is you simply prepare your garden beds and you just go out there and you simply plant it and you let the winter and the seasons do the work. Direct sowing. It's direct. It is what it is. The key is to sow late in the season, so sow late in the winter season so that when spring hits, after a few light frosts and freezes to the ground, it prevents the seeds from sprouting too early. Peace in my garden is saying you think it'll work great in my climate. I hope it does because it's about to save me a lot of time on my side. Good morning, Patty. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. So yeah, so clear the weeds out. Make sure your soil is ready for it. Then broadcast your seeds out there. Gently press them down in good soil contact. And for the seeds, they just need light, so don't cover them right away. And that's what you need. So the upside is there's zero plastic, no transplant shock. The plants grow exactly where you want them to. The downside is you don't have too much control, right? The seeds can be eaten by birds. They can be washed away by heavy rain. It can be hard to tell the seedlings from weeds in the spring. So unless you really, really know your plants, sometimes that could be the setback, but I don't really think of it as a setback because if you're broadcasting seeds, you should pretty much know what you have, right? So tell me, this might be hard for some, right? Might be hard for some. So which method of cold stratification do you try? I'm not going to say, are you going to try? Because I know most of us do a lot of it. So which one will you try? And this is like, which one do you do the most of? I think most of us direct sow. Or which are you most intrigued by? So the fridge method, um, winter sowing. I know a lot of us do winter sowing. So as you're getting ready for the spring, which one are you going to try? And then there's one more that I want to put. All right, let me start this poll. All right. All right. All right. So you like direct sowing, but you're planting more with starts. Okay. You're planting more with starts. So I don't direct sow all of my seeds. What I do is I do most of my starts inside and then I take them out. And it's because of my climate. So you also have to think about your climate, right? Which one works best for you? You put your seed case with the spinach on your butter tray in your refrigerator. Thank you, Jackie. I think I read that wrong earlier. So that's good. Fridge with an alarm this time. Okay, okay. So yeah, I normally do seedlings. I start them inside and then I plant my plants out whenever it's time. And that just helps me get like a head start to my day, well, for my gardening season, because I don't know about anybody else, but I've done this before where you think it's warm enough to plant seeds and then that cold snap comes again and it kills everything. G Mama says, I have pots outside that you directly sow when the soil is workable. Right. So some of the things that I do direct sow outside are like my squash and stuff because they come up super quick. I direct sow my beans outside, they come up super quick. But none of those need winter sowing. Like because they sprout so fast, you don't need it, right? You soak seeds in water and then when they drop to the bottom, you sow them. Okay, I haven't heard anybody say that. Yes, I hate it when that happens. So yeah, I don't want to put my plants out too early. So I start most of my stuff inside. By the time it's planting season, my entire sun porch looks like a jungle. You mainly direct sow in fall to winter. Okay, that's different. Okay. So most of us are still deciding what we're going to do. I can tell you the one thing that I know I'm going to cold stratify is these spinach seeds. I'm going to start it today. Put them in the fridge, and hopefully by the time I'm back from vacation, I have some little seeds with roots that I can simply drop into my hydroponic system. Because what I want to try is I'm going to remove some flowers out of one system, and I'm going to put all spinach to see if I can grow enough for a meal. Because you know, once you cook spinach leaves, they shrink down to nothing, right? So that's one where you have to, in my opinion, have a lot of plants, or else it's like, what's the point? I mean, tell me if you think I'm wrong in that, but it's like, what is the point? Roughly how many plants do I plant out in my garden each year? A lot. For me, it might be too many to count. Chat, how many, all of you out there, how many plants do you think that you plant out in your garden? I think that's also a relative question, right? It also depends on how big your garden is, right? You're going to try to keep track this year of how many plants you plant out? Right, G Mama, too many to count. You will do a little bit of all the methods. You try a few flowers, or you may try a few flowers and cone flower. Hey, do it. If you eat them raw, they taste good. Eat what raw? The spinach or the mustards? I always have to cook my mustards. I can't. Just checked out the rest of your content. This is a great sub up. Thank you so much, Tea Time. Thank you, thank you. For those of you that are listening in the bushes, if you like what you hear, please do. And if you like the content, please do go and subscribe. Not many plants get jealous. Okay, brother. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. You counted last year on your patio and you counted 324. Ah, okay. You have a problem direct sowing? Why, Jackie? What happened? Tea time. Hello. Oh, just eat spinach raw. I've had spinach salads before, so yeah. Cause when you cook them, it's nothing. You're going to try to keep it contained. You have a small spaces, but you plant more than you did last year. Yeah, Unique is doing her thing with these 300 and something flowers. 300 and something plants. That's a lot. Small garden space, only 15. Okay. Good morning, Maureen. Maureen Chavis in the building. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining. Okay. So let's get beyond the basics a little bit, right? Scarification and double dormancy. So it took me a little bit to figure out exactly what double dormancy is. I'm still a little bit confused, so I'm going to ask you guys that know. Tell me if you know. I did a lot of Google and Chat GPTs and Claude and all the researchers for this. So remember how we mentioned that lupine has a tough seed coat? Well, that's where scarification comes in, and that's simply where you physically nick the seeds, right? Nick the seed coat. I don't do this, but it's saying you can use sandpaper. I wouldn't use sandpaper because I might go too far, right? Might scar it too much. So you foul it so water can get into it. So that is scarification. So in nature, um, seeds get scarred by trees, stomach acid by birds, which is what Forgin was telling us about, freezing and thawing repeatedly. We're just speeding it up by scarring it, right? So there are three easy scarification methods. Mechanical, you rub the seeds gently with sandpaper. So then you can also hot water soak them. So pour near boiling water over the seeds, let them soak overnight. The seeds swell up and then they're ready to plant. So there's that one. And then the vinegar soak. So less common, but used for very hard seeded coats. Always follow it up with hot water for cold stratification. The seeds, like lupine, lupines have very hard seeds. So let me think, do I have a seed? So nasturtiums, they are very hard. You have to nick them. Nick them so that the water can get in. You live on a canal and you want to build a raised carnivorous plant garden to keep the bugs down. Okay. 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 You use hydrogen peroxide and water to soften up your seeds before sowing. So I was going to do that too. Let me see. I don't know why my screen is going dark, but it's fine. So yeah, just try it, right? So then there's the double dormancy, right? Some seeds like bloodroot have double dormancy. They need 2 full warm periods first before the seed finishes developing inside. Then the cold period to break the second lot. I don't really grow any of those type of plants, but totally normal for woodland wildflowers. And they say that patience is the idea. I'm trying to focus, CC. I'm trying, but let me turn this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn my moderation activity off so I can't see it. Better? Okay. All right. So stratification is done when seeds germinate. Don't use stratification with vernalization. I don't know what vernalization is. So I forgot to look that up. So, okay. And that is, okay, so that's just promoting the plant's growth with germination. So prolonged periods of cold. I think that's really for trees, right? I think it's really for trees. Correct me if I'm wrong. So stratification is done before the seed germinates. Vernalization happens when the plant is already growing. So I guess winter wheat survives, and then some flowers too. And I think a lot of the trees, right? So you do the G Mama method too. See there, look at that, G Mama. You got you got a method in and of you have your own method. Cause who was it? I think Jackie kept telling me to try I'm gonna try the spinach 2 ways. I'm gonna try the method of spraying the hydrogen peroxide on it, and I'm also gonna try the fridge method. So I'm gonna try both methods, and if all of them sprout, then I'll put them all in different hydroponic pods. We'll see what happens. So yeah, Speaking of spinach, right? Which spinach is the salad spinach, or do you eat any spinach in salad? That is the other thing I want to know before I take out these spinach seeds. So matter of fact, let me take out my spinach seeds so y'all can tell me which ones are better for salads, because that's what I want to try the most. Where are they? Here we go. So I have different spinach seeds here. Different spinach seeds here. So I have the Bloomsdale spinach. I need to borrow Rich Belt for your spinach to behave. He gonna let you borrow it, CC. You gotta talk. You gotta talk to these plants and let them know the real deal. Okay. So Bloomsdale spinach, I have butterfly spinach. Tomorrow and Monday are the best days to plant your leaves. Try it on those days. Try it possible on those days for the moon method. So let me just give Lady Mensa a little plug here. So Lady Mensa does a lot of the astrology moon gardening. She's in the chat today, and thank you to her for letting me interview her. She will be on the podcast. I think her episode is going to drop around August, but for now, not August, April, sometime in April. But for now, let us try the moon method a little bit. Bloomsdale is what you have, says that's my art. So shout out to Lady Mensa in the chat today. She does have a YouTube channel. She's also on Instagram. Check her out. So I have a lot of Bloomsdale spinach, and so I guess that is what I will try for my salad spinach. Hear that, brother? Salad spinach. So we're going to try spinach for salad. Virofly, butterfly. So I have a lot of butterfly spinach here. Butterfly. How you doing, Rob? How you doing? Yeah, most of what I have is Bloomsdale. So I think that's what we're going to have, right? That is what we're going to have. Baby spinach. Good morning, Rashida. Baby spinach. What type of baby spinach are you growing, or do you suggest? Let me know. Sunday and Monday, start your herbs and leaves. Thank you. There you go. There you go. So make sure you pick up all those tips that she's dropping and all the gems. Angel's Peaceful Garden. Good morning. Good morning. So if you have forgotten, please do hit that thumbs up. So in a few minutes, we're going to go through some of the things that I got going on and do some general chatter about what you're planning, what you're cold stratifying, and those things. So let's try this. So some of us are going to try Blood Moon March 3rd. CC or Lady Mensa, you can go in and type in the chat what blood moon stands for. What do you plant with your blood moon? Let me try this. We're talking about moons and stratification this morning. How about that? We're talking about moons and stratification at this point. All right. So this is kind of like a pop quiz too. So thank everybody for hitting that thumbs up button. You almost forgot. See, they're unique. There's a reason why I say it. You see? All right. So we went through stratification, we went through scarification, we went through vernalization. We told you what hormones and stuff happen. We talked about native plants and germinating challenges. So here's my challenge to you viewers, right? Here's my challenge to you. Try one of the cold stratification methods if you have the space for it and if you are going to plant something this week so that we can compare to see if it works for everybody. So tell me if you're going to try it. Give me the thumbs up or something. Let me know what you're going to try. But right now, I have a chart here. Here's my chart. And I'm going to go through some of the plants that need cold stratification or would like it. So a blood moon is a total lunar eclipse where the moon appears red, symbolizing transformation. endings, and spiritual awakenings across culture and traditions. So this is why they're telling you to plant these, plant your seeds, because, you know, what is it, Sunday and Monday, Lady Miss, I think you said, let me go back and check. Sunday, Monday, you know, leafy vegetables and moon. So mind, body, soil, life is going to try spinach. There you go. I'm going to try spinach. I'm going to challenge my brother to try some spinach, cold stratification. We're going to try it, right? See if it works. If it works, it could be a game changer for me. Blood moon is just a kind of full, there you go. Okay. So it's helpful for some plants for half stroke stratification, and it's required for some. So for example, right, for example, asparagus, required 30 to 60 days as a long-lived perennial. Its seeds have strong dormancy. How many of you guys are growing asparagus, right? Artichokes, required, essential for breaking dormancy, and this perennial is like a perennial thistle, right? We are currently in the new moon, first quarter moon, best for leaves and herbs. Okay. So 30 to 60 days for artichokes. Now, I think foraging grows rhubarb from seed, right? Required, necessary to stimulate winter for those seeds to sprout reliable. 14 to 21 days. So not as long, right? So for these, it's helpful, not necessary, but helpful. Carrots, 1 to 2 weeks. Not mandatory, but it speeds it up and you get like an even germination rate. Parsnips, not mandatory, but helpful. Highly recommended, as parsnips are slow to germinate. I might actually try that. I'm not going to try this, but it's saying celery, 1 to 2 weeks. I have no issues with celery. I have about 4 of them in hydroponics right now. Spinach, 1 week. I am going to try that. Lettuce, not going to try it. Very successful with it. It says that it's just helpful. Now, let's get to some of the common herbs that people do, right? Lavender, 3 to 5 weeks. I don't think my lavender germinated, so maybe that was why. So it's helpful, it's not required. Many commercial seeds are primed, best for wild or saved seed. Good morning, just asking for a friend. I haven't seen you in here in a while. How are you? How's everything with the homesteading and DIY projects? Lemon balm, 2 to 3 weeks. It's helpful. It improves germination rate for this vigorous member of the mint family. St. John's wort. I don't grow St. John's wort, but I think Gardening with Lisa does. It says it's required. It's a medicinal herb. Has strong seed dormancy, so 30 to 60 days for St. John's wort. It was hard for you too to grow lavender too. Yeah, try to cold stratify it. Try the paper towel method. Put you some seeds inside of a wet paper towel and put it in the crisp part of the fridge for a little while. And as soon as you see the little sprouts, take them out and plop them in some soil or whatever medium you're looking to grow. Try it, right? Can't hurt. All right, so let's get into some of these flowers. So a lot of these flowers we put in winter sowing and milk jugs, right? Winter sowing and milk jugs. Let me just try something really quick. Okay, winter sowing and milk jugs. The purple cone flower, aka echinacea, right? Purple cone flowers, aka echinacea. Those you need to winter sow. Or you don't need to, but it's helpful when you do. It's required. Or plop them in the beginning of the winter so that they could just pop up in the spring. They need a cold period. So one of the things that I learned about with Shelly last night was the black-eyed Susan, right? It's required. So they will germinate, but it's a lot harder and it's essential for germination rates. And it's a popular garden flower, right? So a popular garden flower. Common milkweed, required, critical for anyone wanting to grow this. Vital host plant for the monarch butterflies. So milkweed is for monarch butterflies. Monarch butterflies. Let's see, my chat is stuck. So lupine, that flower, it's also required. But for lupine, coneflower, not to be mistaken for cornflower. Exactly. When can you start rosemary and thyme? I think if you're gonna do it indoors, I think you can kind of do it now. So I have rosemary. It's very, very slow growing. I'll show you what I did. Rosemary and thyme. So let me just show you. Let's try to get this out. Okay. So I have my thyme mixed with my chamomile, but I'll show you guys. Am I gonna plant potatoes? I am gonna plant potatoes. So check it out. I have my chamomile in here, and then I have my thyme in here. I think I might have put too many seeds in there, y'all. Think I might have. So check it out. Chamomile, thyme, and there we go. You just got your milkweed to germinate without cold stratification, but it took a while. Yeah, it's gonna take a really long time. And then my rosemary, I don't know. My rosemary, super duper slow, but I have those down here. Can't hear you. Looks great. Okay. So these are my rosemary. Let me see. I need to look at this paper to figure out what else was in this tray. So tray 4, because now I'm curious what was in tray 4 that did not germinate. Tray 4. Huh. I'm not surprised at all. So check it out. My rosemary germinated in tray 4. These other other 4, that was lavender. So I needed to cold stratify it. These 2 rosemary, and then the rest were lavender. Lavender didn't germinate at all. So what I think I might do is I'm going to save this. I'm not going to throw away these 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cold stratify the lavender too. And then once I see them pop up with some roots, then I'm going to put them in here. So that's something that I'm going to do for myself. But how long has it been? I think we did these, about 3 weeks ago? It might have been longer. But the chamomile and thyme, they're doing their things. So for chamomile and thyme, right? Oh, thank you, 4 Seasons. Is it too late to start milkweed? I don't think it's too late. For chamomile and thyme, right? When I go to plant these out, am I going to be kind of like pulling these plants apart? Because I think where I'm going to put them is inside my green stalk. Let me know. I'm smelling them because I want to see if they smell like anything yet. Oh, good morning, Desmond. Good morning, good morning. Chamomile and thyme don't need cold stratification, as you can see. And they came up thick, so that's what I'm happy about. Came up thick. So let me put these back over there. And I also have something else to show y'all, but let me get through the rest of these flowers that I was talking about. My rosemary is the only plant that's still growing from last year. Listen, rosemary is very, very, very hard to RIP. Very hard. So I think rosemary, and it also depends on where you live. If you're not getting like any extremely cold conditions, you use 3 packs of chamomile out and nothing germinated. You planted it outside? That's my art. Yes, you'll need to separate the chamomile. They'll grow stronger and produce. Okay. Also, thank you very much, CC, for posting in the Discord. Make sure you guys, if you're interested, go in and post in or come into the Discord. That's where we're in there chatting with everybody about what they're planning, a little bit of fun and jokes. and just general gardening questions. I find it very useful that when I'm not on live stream that I can still ask people questions. So I love it, I love it, I love it, and I hope that you love it too. So Cece just dropped the Discord link, so make sure you do that. I RIP rosemary every year that are in pots. However, it looks like the one you planted in the ground is surviving. Okay, that's kind of weird because it's kind of hard to get rid of rosemary. Very, very hard to get rid of rosemary. Thank you, Cece, for dropping in everyone's channels. So everybody, Cece just dropped in all my mods' channels. Please make sure you go in, you check them out, you like their content, subscribe to their channels. They're some of the greatest mods ever on YouTube. They hold me down. Thank you, Cece. Thank you, thank you. Have fun at your events today. I hope you record because I want to see the plant exchange. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Nickel saying hello to her own husband. Hey, two nickels make a dime. We got a dime in the chat this morning. All right, let me go through these last couple flowers and then I'm going to show you guys some things this morning and just sit here and have some general garden talk. So I hope y'all have some general garden talk to do this morning. And I meant to bring out some water because remember last week I was talking about how to tell if your seeds are viable for planting. I never did the okra seeds because I got busy this week with work. Life is lifing. So yeah, I think I actually did go through all the plants. So here's a question for you guys. Money in the chat. Oh, two nickels make a dime. There you go. Rosemary doesn't survive the Ohio winter. Time thugs it out though. Hey, you think that's Shelly's problem? Her rosemary can't thug it out those Maryland winters? Could be. Could be. Could be. Good morning, Miss Shelly. I like that Desmond comes in here and put Miss on everybody's name. He's so nice. So nice. All right. So one thing I want to do this morning is this. See if it works. Here we go. We got 5 memberships today. Let's see if they go to anybody I know that's in here. All right. Dominique 314. Rosie's room is a frequent visitor. Monique Poe. Peaches point of view, POV, Lord Savior. Okay. So congrats to all the new members. Let me be clear. They don't always make it through the summer. I think it's me. Shelly, it's you? Oh, no. Oh, no. You would feel out of place if you didn't. No problem, Desmond. So welcome to the new members. If you're a new member, please do go check out the members only videos. I've heard that people really like them. So please do go in and check out the members only video. And if you weren't gifted a membership and you want to be a member of the channel, please do go in and become a member. Do you use the pre-germinate method using Ziploc bags, moisture paper bags, and a heating mat? So to answer your question, mind, body, and soul, I don't use it on a heating mat. So as you can tell, I'm inside of a sun porch here. So what I do is I essentially go through and I will tape the Ziploc bags onto the windows of the sun porch so that they can get the natural heat from the sun. And it gets pretty warm in here, which is why once the summer comes, I can't really have I won't be running all the hydroponic systems because it's going to be too hot. Paper towel, yeah. So yeah, I've used the paper towel method with carrots a lot, especially when I want to really decide how or where I want the carrots to grow. I think I used it with greens before. What else did I use it for? I've used it for quite a few. I used it with beans before. So yeah, I use the paper towel method a lot. And this is for plants that I'm not stratifying. And you see the garden rookie Welcome new members. Yeah, welcome everybody. Everybody's welcome in, right? So if you have any garden questions, please do go ahead and type them in the chat. We're going to do some things this morning. I probably need to go get some water. Actually, I have a jar out here and I have water. So I'm going to have you guys help me do something this morning, and that is to test. I have water. Here's a jar. And I have paper towel. So I want to test out some of these okra seeds that I have, right? So, and I probably need to Google it again because I've never done it this way before. Normally, I just try them in a paper towel, but I want to be a little bit more intentional about how I save my seeds. Okay. You love the sunroom. Thank you for the bronze medal. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 4 seasons. All right, so I have a glass jar here. And I think I showed this to you guys last week. All of these are okra seeds that I saved from okras from before. So some of them I know aren't viable. Let me just Google real quick. Is it if they sink? Let's see. 46 people in the chat, 41 likes. I don't know where they are. Sink or float method, viable seeds generally sink. All right, so we want the seeds that sink, right? And let's see what happens. So let me get some water, which I have plenty of water on this porch. And then I'll show you guys a little bit of what I got going on in these hydroponic systems and all the things, right? So just pouring some water in here. Gonna do this little experiment with these seeds. And then I'm gonna, after a little while, because we're gonna be able to do it all while we're on the chat today, I'm going to pull them out and put them on paper towel so that they can dry out fairly quickly so I could put them in seed packets, right? So I can save them. Note, these okra seeds are all pretty much like mixed in. So I don't know which okra is which, but whatever. So it's not supposed to be that hard. How many of y'all test the your seeds when you take them out? So we got some that are just straight up going right to the bottom, some that are sinking. If you test your seeds, put a 1 in the chat. And then I'm going to show y'all something else that I talked about on one of my videos. And the ones that are sinking, I pretty much think I knew. How many okra plants are you planning to plant? All of the ones you're testing? Nope. So 4 Seasons is saying, how many okra plants are you planning to plant? Are all the ones you're testing that I'm planting? No. I'm actually going to take these out for myself. I'm only going to plant about maybe 6. You forgot you said that I like okra. I do like okra. You don't always test your seeds. You did a test on your saved seeds and every last share. Oh, look, more memberships. Okay, so let's see who got the, you don't always, so Shelly's saying, I don't always test my seeds. I did a test. You did test your self-saved seeds last year, though. Many were not viable. Okay. So I'm getting a lot. So I think I let it, he says, Merry Christmas. So let's see. I am not scared of you. First of all, ha ha hee hee. I am Coach something, Divorce Backyard Oasis, and New Start. Yes, welcome to the new members. Yes, I will be letting them dry out again for storage. So thank you, brother, for the gifted memberships. For those of you, let's see, I think they're supposed to sit for, I'm gonna let them sit for about 30 minutes to see which ones are going to float versus not. So I'm testing these, and I probably need another jar because I'm also going to test some pepper seeds. Very nice of you, Rich. He says, of course. All right. So check it out. Some of them I'm not even going to put in there because they look a little crunchy, so they're not going in. So Desmond is saying, good morning. How are you? How's it been? So, Jackie, here's where you come in, right? So I'm looking in here to see which ones are going to the bottom. We got a good amount going to the bottom, but a lot are, as you can see, stuck at the top. So he's not going to dispute the charges. Good morning, Miss Shirley. So you see how many of these seeds are at the top? I think that some of them are viable, but we're going to toss them because I have plenty of okra seeds. I just wanted to know which ones of mine were viable. And I'm going to give it about 10-15 minutes. Then I'm going to pour out or fish out the seeds that are bad, take out the seeds that are good, and dry them out. Let me end this poll real quick. So we got at least 10 new members today, and I hope everybody goes in. Are more of them supposed to drop? Let me know. Good morning, J3. How are you? I'm like playing around in here. All right, I think they were kind of stuck. So I'm pretty much wetting them real good. Okay. Let me go back to my live chat. Here we go. Good morning, Katrina Jordan. All right, everybody saying good morning. All right, so here we go. And yeah, I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. What time is it? 9:12. So about 9:45, we will go in and take out the bad ones, keep the good ones. And where's my little? So I have little. Oops. I have little seed things here. That I'm gonna put them in. And let me just go ahead and label this now. I'm just gonna put okra because I don't remember which okra they are, just to be clear. But I do know that they came 2025. All right. And what I do with my okra is a little bit different. I don't self-seed it. I don't put them in like the little 6-inch pots. I take 1-gallon pot. I drop all the seeds in there, and when they germinate, I pretty much kind of like dig them out and I put them in the thing. So how are the flowers doing in the plastic bottles? Friend, I don't know. I haven't been out there. This week is when it's been raining, so that's how they have been pretty much uncovered from the snow. So when I go out there today or whatever, or tomorrow, that'll be my first time actually seeing them after I put them out there. I haven't been out there to check on them since because of the snow. So that is where we are with that. But let me just turn you guys around. There's something I want you guys to see that I saw last night. because I was about to give up on these flower plants, right? So let's check it out. So one thing, let me turn you guys around a little bit. Here we go. And I'm actually going to unplug this system down at the bottom. Okay, I had the fan blowing on them. Miss Shirley saying I wouldn't throw those seeds out. I will put them in a container. Sometimes the slow germination will occur. Gotcha. I'll do that, Miss Shirley. I'm just gonna put them in a different seed pack probably, and just toss them all in one container to see how many of them come up. So I got my fan here. Starting to get a little hot. I gotta turn off this fireplace real quick. Close this. Okay. So what I want to show you guys is, can I pull this out without? All right. So here is the Shelly system. Okay. So I'll bring you guys around. And here's my question for those of you that grow flowers. So y'all know that I took one sunflower out. Put you over to the side so you can kind of see better. Can you guys see that okay? Let me know. You soil block your okra, corn, squash, cutes, zucchini, and beans for space. Okay. Yeah, I haven't ever done the soil block method, but number one is I could pull out, what were these? I cannot get dahlias to grow. I got you, Shelly. So I can't get the dahlias to grow. Anybody got a secret on dahlias? So check it out. It got fur in there. I don't know if you could kind of see it. See the fur? It's in all three of these things. But you see here, plant them during the second quarter of the moon. Okay. Good morning, Angela Calloway. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. So y'all see the coxcomb? There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in here. And I don't have it in me to separate them. So the roots aren't very, very thick, but I think I'm going to pull them out and put them in a gallon pot. But see what I see here, everybody? The little flowers in here. I'm pretty excited about that, right? So got me some coxcomb. You never have a issue with dahlias, but the onions don't get along. Okay. So here's my coxcomb. My marigolds are doing pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is probably later today. Okay, probably later today. I'm going to probably take all the flowers out of here and completely replant this system. Not sure yet. But check out the root on the dwarf sunflower here. You see it's in there. And I'll show y'all what the other dwarf sunflower is doing in straight up soil. So I'm going to keep them inside, but here we go. Check out the other dwarf sunflower that I started in there. Okay, check it out. And I keep it under grow lights, but I think it's going to start to flower pretty soon, right? And I can kind of see, if you look at the bottom of it, I can kind of see the roots wanting to come out a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to share what the flower one looked like today. One second. So, and y'all know, let me just show y'all again, and I might have to bend it down. Very nice plant. Thank you so much. So let me bend it down just a little bit. Okay. Hey, Montana. How are you? Welcome in. So if y'all notice a difference, I got rid of my regular label and I put like other fancier labels on here. So y'all know that this one is named Shelly. Shelly needs a little bit of water, so I'm gonna do that too this morning. So check it out. My marigolds are doing pretty good. There's 3 of them in here. 3 plants didn't do anything. 1 sunflower in soil, 1 sunflower in here still. Here are the coxcomb. I'm doing pretty good this morning, Montana. And here are this. So for Shelly's request, before I feed this, I'm just gonna do a short little plug, right? You guys see my shirt? I have them in long sleeve, hoodies, short sleeves, right? Check it out, check it out, check it out. This is Shelly's favorite color, purple. Has my logo on here. It's also the logo. If you get an email from me, you'll notice that I have my logo on there. So you'll see the logo on there. So you know I have short sleeve, I have long sleeve, and I have hoodies. If anybody wants a hoodie or anything, all you have to do is email me. Brother, if you could drop my email in the chat, I can arrange for you to get them. I'll tell you the prices and shipping and stuff like that. I don't have them on my shop yet because I haven't set up my shop. I'm going through to figure out which one I want to do. But here it is. So yeah. Tag says, love the sweatshirt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice merch. Thank you. Right, she got fancy. And she own I'm not saying that. I can't help it if my shirt vendor brings me different colors and stuff to try to see which ones I like. And I really like the purple. Do you guys like the purple? Give me some hearts and thumbs up if you like the purple. I like the purple. And if you're the tier 3 member of the channel, you do get a free t-shirt. So a free t-shirt and seed mailing, and that will be coming pretty soon. Rich says you so spoiled, right? You like the purple? I like the purple. So I have purple, blue, I have all different colors. So if you see me in a sweatshirt or a t-shirt and you want one, just email me. Yeah. So you thought I was being fancy? Yeah, I got a little fancy with my hydroponic systems. She also did the labels on that. After 3 months, right, you get the shirt. So yeah, she got me a little fancy with the label here. All of them except for one have the label. We have to switch out the color. So yeah, I should pull these 3 out already, but before I do that, I think I need to go in and add water here. Actually, I'm not, because I think tomorrow on stream, Unique says, I like the purple too. Me too. Thank you. During tomorrow's stream, I'll probably transplant maybe all but 2. I think these 2 need to stay in there for a little while longer. But this marigold can come out. It hasn't produced the flower, but it can come out. Or maybe I'll just take these 2 out and replant more things. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about the flowers? If you are growing flowers in your hydroponic system, please do tell me which ones you're growing. So this is, this is Shelly, right? So let me put her back. Put her back down there. Let's see. So I'm going to show y'all something else, right, that we're going to work on tomorrow. So these are all tomorrow's projects, right? Oh, this one's kind of heavy. See if I can get it. Okay, I'm going to have to unplug this one before I bring it over, which I'll be resetting the timer on it, but that's fine. So check it out. This is my grandmother's namesake. You think, Tag says you think you need to buy a different system just for flowers? You might. I was thinking of doing that. So let me take this off because, all right, here's the question I have. And I don't know if Jacqueline or anybody, G Mama is still in the chat, right? But here's my question. These are mustards, right? See if I can put it here. What happens when your root and everything start to come out like that? What does that mean? Right? What does that mean? Because I have 2 in the front that have done that. So you see here, let me see if I can bring you in a little closer. Jack's not here right now. Somebody tell me what to do with this thing. Do I just plant more seeds in there? Or do I let it stay? Because my inclination is to, yeah, so this is for grandma. So check it out. Has her name here. One thing that I did do yesterday night, which I haven't pulled it out because I wanted to show everybody this morning. One of my mustards is going to flower, so check it out. And that is why I pulled it out. Okay. So I put that down there. And so, yeah. So I also left the domes on a little bit longer. So 1, 2, 3. So these three, the tender green, and one broadleaf, I'm probably going to thin these out, right? But for right now, I still have the red mustards in here. 1, 2, 3. And y'all know that I planted these out simply so that I could succession plant. So these two, the roots are kind of coming, but I have one in here that's acting right. But this one, the root is 100% coming out. So Tag, to answer your question, it's not very hot on this sun porch. I just think that this one bolted because maybe it was the life of it, but I'm not sure. So you would plant more because they're dampening off. That's what I thought. But I just needed somebody to confirm it because with hydroponics, things happen a little bit differently. Um, so, but for right now, this is what I'm going to try to do. For now, before I do it, just to see if they're going to catch up, I'm going to take the pen and push it down to see if it helps it at all. Gently at least. And if I come out here tomorrow, so this one is not as bad because it has only one of them that's doing that, which since it only has one, I'm going to take it right on out. There we go. All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, and probably 4 holes that I'll go back and replant in. So take the little itty bitty pieces off. So 4 plants. So I just harvested off of this yesterday. I'm going to come back and read the chat in a minute. And I get to put this back. So I'm going to lower the light. Okay. So let me put she back down here and restart her timer. I'm going to have to come out here probably tonight and in the morning and simply just restart her timer because they're all on timers here. Oh, my mic is stuck. There we go. Can y'all still? Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to plug this back in. Okay, here we go. All right. So, all right. And then let me see. Do I have any other updates? And then there's this one. I forgot what I was asking you, 4 seasons. So I turned this one sideways because it's right next to this one. And there's this one. So you can see I renamed the fancy name too, coming up. See here, here, and here, my oregano is coming up, and I got more basil coming up. So these I've been taking out, and you can see I've been taking them out because this is like what you would buy in the box store for $6, but I grew my own, which is great. Can I share the links so that you can sub? Sure. And then you see the tomato plant here, and I'll probably need to harvest the lettuce there too. So So let's just have some general garden chatter and questions. There's a lot of good morning, drinking coffee and learning. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I have my lids that I need to put up. Don't want to lose those. So, um, Caitlin, hi. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody, make sure you're coming in, hitting that thumbs up button. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe. And we're going to do all the things. So, we were talking about seeds, right? So, this is how long? We got about 10 more minutes on this. I'm just kind of doing my finger to make sure they're all wet. So Miss Shirley is saying she would still save the seeds. Shelly, I think Mind, Body, Soil, Life needed those links again. Can one of the, um, yes, the tomatoes and lettuce are giving you life? Listen, I think next time I'm going to have um, more 2 tomato bushes in one system, right? So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I pick about, I want to say like 3 tomatoes a day, which is, well, not a day, but this week every other day I got about 3 off of there. Those orange ones are they're not very sweet, but they are very juicy. I don't really, I don't really like sweet tomatoes. So now I want to grow the red ones to see if I could taste the difference, right? So if you are growing tomatoes in your hydroponic system, can you put in the chat which tomatoes you're growing? I'm going to start over with the cucumbers. I'll explain that in a later video. I'm going to cold stratify these, um, what is it, spinach, which I probably could do. Do I have any Ziploc bags out here? I don't have any Ziploc. How do you drop your link? Miss Shirley, I could drop your link. Or Shelly, if you're on a computer, can drop her link. So Rich is saying his tomatoes take forever to turn red. I'm going to need a switch soon. A switch for your tomatoes? You going to go in there and threaten them to turn them red? Just give them a little bit of time. They'll turn. Because you see, mines are loaded. So I should take you in to give you a closer look. They are loaded. There are a lot of people who have channels. You'll drop you, Miss Shirley. Right. You're going Tom Thumb tomatoes. I think my brother has Tiny Tim tomatoes. What I was also thinking is, if you look in here, I need to trim this one out. So check it out. So here, I have some leaves that are kind of like, I don't know, they're kind of like getting a little brown, and it's very thick, right? So where I don't have tomatoes and I could kind of like stand a little trim, I'm gonna go in here and kind of like trim these leaves off. So let me get up here so you can kind of see. So you see tomatoes all in there. They're all on this side. And they're like the green ones here that are pretty much. So Katrina, you're growing Tiny Tim and Orange Hat. So check that out. So, but yeah, this tomato plant is pretty huge. I don't have to retie it and everything. And then I have the salad bowl lettuce here, which we harvested last week. We're gonna have to harvest it again. Shelly, your tomato plant needs to go to plant heaven because it's letting you down. You got to show it that you mean business. And by when I say show it that you mean business, show it that it can be replaced. So then I have like flowers coming up here, so I'll have even more tomatoes here. Then I have flowers that are coming in here, even more tomatoes. So what I think I need to do is go in and give it more space and more room. And what I was doing this morning was charging up these fans to put on it. So let me show you the little fans that I bought from Amazon. Um, so these little fans, I charge them up and I put them up there. And yeah. So let's see if I could put the fan on here. See if it'll cooperate, because this fan is not very, the legs on it aren't very long. So let's see, bend it up to maybe give it a little bit of airflow here. There we go. So we got one fan going while I charge the other one. I know some people have their fans going all the time. I just don't have that set up yet. My big fan that I usually use on my seedlings is downstairs, so I got to bring it up. So, all right, let me come back and see what you guys are saying here. All right, your tiny Tim was so tiny you had to prune it to contain it. Oh, your tiny Tim was not so tiny you had to prune it to contain it. And then Unique says, I'm growing tiny Tim, orange hat, red robin, Venus, gourmandize, velvet night, and Pa's pride. Where you putting all those tomatoes at, Unique? Angela, the funny thing you asked that, I have not timed it to see, but I have turned it on in the morning and it still be going in the afternoon. I don't know if that answers your question, but I also sometimes, if it reaches, I'll plug it in and turn it on. And when I plug it in and turn it on, because I could put the USB in it, it will stay on all day, which I've also had them on all day as well. So that's, I plug it into the USB, and as long as the cord reaches, I'll leave it on there all day sometimes. So LOL, okay, I'll pull out my belt today, like Rich Black Man, to kick her out. Yeah, she gotta go. Okay, guess jeans. How long does the fan last? I think I answered that. Autocorrect. You're up to 9 systems. Wow. Unique's got a new place. She got plenty of room to grow. Exactly, Unique. How many garden beds are you gonna have? You're so happy I'm explaining this topic. Thank you. Thank you. And those of you that are coming in late, in the top of the stream, we were talking about stratification. So go back, rewatch if you have any questions. I was talking about it simply because I needed to know about it myself. So I figured out, why not try to tell somebody else, just in case they were wondering. And yeah, so that is my hydroponic systems. And then I have my peppers, which my peppers in the hydroponic systems are doing fairly well. I have a few where I have had multiples germinate in it, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to thin them out or try to separate them. The last time I tried to separate stuff, it made me very, very nervous. So I figure at this point, if I'm going to separate them, I need to separate them now, as opposed to waiting until they're super big and have like a ton of roots. So let me know, for those of you that, I don't know if G Mama or Jacqueline, I know you're listening, if it's best to separate while they're small, let me know. I'll show you what I mean by small, right? So inside of Chrisette here, right? Let me pull her cord up. I don't want to completely move her off. So inside of this one, I can actually pull these off. So I have celery in here too. So pull these off. Okay. All right. So these peppers, the root is not as big as what I would normally separate things. But you see there are 2 different plants in here. Both seeds germinated. So now I'm wondering, should I separate them now or wait for them to get bigger? They have this one on this side. I'll bring it in a little closer. I'm trying to not drip water all over the floor. This one here, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has two sections of true leaves here. It could get a little bigger. This one just has one and it's about to get another one. So check it out. So Four Seasons is saying separate them now. Yeah, that's a tomorrow thing. I don't think my nerves can take it today. So there's that one. And then this one I think is fine because it's only one. Perfect. And this one is fine, it's only one. This one is slowly coming up. I'll show you. This is a cayenne pepper. You can't really see it, but it's coming up very slowly. I don't know if you can see in there. Coming up very slowly. And the lemon habanero that I let the chat shoot, it has slime all on it. So I'm probably going to pull this one out, but for now I'm going to put it back in there. Yeah, there's fuzz in some of these things. All right. What I will show you guys. So, have you ever grown celery? Does this affect my energy bill much? Not really. So, see my celery coming in? I don't think I'm going to thin it out. I think I'm just going to put this whole pod when they get bigger. Check it out. I'm going to put the whole pod inside of some soil. Same thing with the other ones because I put multiple seeds in there. So I'm just checking it out. So let me lower the light again. So for that one, I will probably have to thin it out. But yeah, so let's talk about thinning out in hydroponics, right? Because I think we can all learn something here. So it's less plant stress. 4 seasons, I'm going to wait till separate your seedlings until you come back from vacay. Okay. Shelly, do you think, well, we're going to pray for Shelly's plants. Because she's leaving them for vacation. Nisi says, awesome on the celery. I was waiting to see growth on celery before I tried it in hydroponics. It seems to be fine. I don't know if I'm, doing it right, but I think I am. You take all the prayers for sure. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. So, Shelly, so if you guys don't know, Shelly has the Arrow Garden that has the 50 seedling tray thing, right? And she's going on vacation. And the seedlings, some of them are popping up, and it's 50 of them in there. But we all know that some plants need a lot of water. So, like for example, mine, my hydroponic system, the one that has the tomato, I have to give it like at least a liter of water every day, like every day. And if I don't, then it's 2 liters the next day. And then when I come out, I feel bad because I can, you know how like you have the little opening where you can see where the water is? I feel like the roots are pretty much sticking to that part. And it's like the plant telling me, you were supposed to give me water yesterday. So I feel bad. So good morning, Big Bam. Big Bama, yeah, Big Bama. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. You started your celery and seed starting mix and moved to potting soil too soon. It seems stunted. Don't do what I did. Gotcha. So I'm gonna wait for the celery to get up some size, and I'm gonna take it when I start seeing the roots get too big or whatever. I'm gonna put them in a gallon pot because I figure I'm at the time where I think my timing is spot on, at least I think. And in terms of my timing, the plant will get to go outside pretty soon. So let me go back to the chat to make sure I catch everybody. So J3 is speaking to everyone. I read. Nisi says, thank you, Jackie. I'm going to plant some tomorrow. I also have some have that Arrow Garden seed starter. Okay. Jackie's saying, Shelly's, those plants are tiny. They don't need a lot of water yet. They'll be fine. Okay. So I'm going to baby them today, trim the roots, talk to them like rich black man, and they're going to be on their best behavior. That's right. It's diabolical how he talks to his plants. But if you have the members only videos, you know that it runs in a family, and sometimes I have to get a little diabolical with my plants too. He says the plant daddy method really does work. I don't know about that, but sometimes I talk to my plants a little grimy too. Sometimes. Listen, Shelly, I'm not debating it. I agree with you. I think your plants are going to be just fine. Just fine. All right. So, let me just show you all these ceilings and I'll tell y'all what. Oh, it's time. So, I didn't want to get sidetracked. So, I have these. Yeah, Rich got the belt at his. Soon he going to have a switch. So, you see the seeds at the bottom. I'm going to take the seeds at the top and put them in a paper towel and dry them out. So, let me get my paper towel and my little spoon. If I can find my little spoon. It's in here somewhere. And some might wonder what I'm going to do with the, I'm going to need another one. What did I do with my spoon? Oh, there it is on the floor. So I got my paper towel and I got my spoon. So I'm going to fish out. So for the water, yeah, they only need to soak for like 30 minutes. They don't need to soak for long. I switch on a plant is diabolical. So Unique, it's funny that you say that, right? So I was talking to my grandmother, right? And she loves okra plants too. And you can even Google this. There are videos on it. There are videos on it for okra plants, right? When they're not putting on their flowers, you never heard somebody say that they whip their okra plants, and that's what they means. They take like a something. What tool is this? This is just a spoon. So if you are a bartender, you know this is a bartending spoon, but I'm using it for gardening, and that's just that. So I'm just gonna take the seeds that are floating and put them in this paper towel. And like Miss Shirley said, I'm gonna still try to plant some of them. The spoon is gorgeous. I like it because it's long and it fits inside of my watering cans. Like if I use 511, I have never been a bartender. I just like the spoon just asking, so I'm not telling on myself. All right, so I'm gonna fish out the ones that are at the top. And these will be the first ones, honestly, that I put inside of the soil this year. I want to see how many of them I'm making seed martinis. Hey, so these are all the seeds that floated to the top that are supposedly not viable. So what I'm going to do is in about maybe late March, maybe, I'm going to, honestly, you have a spoon like that to mix drinks? I can use it to mix drinks. I'm going to take these seeds. I'm going to put them in a, where's my paper towel? Okay. So all these seeds, I don't want to leave them in the wet paper towel because I don't want them to think that they're supposed to germinate. So take these seeds, put them on a wet paper towel, and not a wet, a dry paper towel, and dry them back out. So that's the long-handed spoon. Yeah, long-handed spoon. So, all right, here we go. So these are all the seeds that floated. Check it out. All the ones that floated. Up, drop one. So y'all gonna have no one called PPS on us, Plant Protective Services, whipping our plants. Hey, listen, we run a strict, as my brother said, we run a strict program over here. So what I'm gonna do is I have a plate. Make sure they all dry. I have a plate somewhere.
All right. Habitual hobbies finally caught. You finally caught me live. We got, what, about maybe 10, 20 minutes left? But you caught me. Here we go. All the ones that they say aren't viable. Let me try to fold these over. And I'm simply gonna, let me empty this out real quick. I'm gonna use the same plate, right? Here we go. So the ones that floated, I didn't get all of them. It's okay. The ones that floated, I'm gonna put them back on a plate. Lady Missa says, when I first started growing okra, I whipped so hard the pods fell off. Now that's plant abuse. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that in my life. And I'm not judging you, but that might be plant abuse. I'll take it, better than nothing. You do lives really early, huh? It's not even 9 a.m. for me. Yeah, I do. I try to get my day started early, getting it together, all those things. So 8 a.m. on Saturday and Sundays. So it's kind of early, but not too early for me. So let me get the seeds out of the bottom. I'm simply gonna pour this water on another plant over here. Give me 1 second. Let me just pour it. I'm gonna pour it on this broccoli plant. Let me give this. I'm not gonna waste this water. The water didn't do anything to me. All right. So now you guys get to see me struggle a little bit. Don't you want to use to see if the seeds will germinate? Miss Shirley, I am going to see if they germinate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pot and put it inside of, I'm going to put the seeds inside of just soil. Whipped when the pods were already on the plant. That's plant abuse. I agree. So I think, Lady Missa, you're supposed to whip the okra plant if it's not putting on pods. Tag, y'all help me out here. Am I right or wrong? So let me get the ones that did sink, and I'm going to put them in a seed packet after I make sure they're good and dry. Because like I said, what I don't want is for them to germinate on me by mistake. Because I don't have anywhere to put them right now. It's too cold. They'll die. Man, it's kind of hard to get these seeds out of here. I wanted to pour more of the water out, but. So I'm gently taking these seeds out of here. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So, so Tag says I'm right. All right, Lady Missa, here's the lesson for the day. The whole trick with whipping your okra, that's supposed to happen when you don't have any pods and you want it to produce the pods and the flowers. I don't think you're supposed to whip it before, I mean, after the pods go on. So, yeah. So, of all those seeds that I had, let's see how many sunk to the bottom. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Not bad. Pollinate that like button. Thank you. Desmond is saying Richard not the only one with that belt. I'm telling on y'all. We gonna report y'all to the plant police, especially Lady Missa. She whooping these plants good. After that, you never whooped them again. You was scarred for life, sis. I'm gonna say, I can't wait to tell my grandmother that. I'm like, you know what I heard today? Somebody whooped their plant until the pods fell off. Oh, Desmond, they telling you not to be a snitch, sir. Don't be no snitch. I'm wondering. I don't want to. What state are you in? I am in New Jersey. Very, very cold here still. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Miss Shirley, to see if the other ones do germinate. I don't want them to germinate too early, though. I want to wait And to be fair, they were baby pods. That's even worse. You we're not judging you. We're laughing with you over here. She said, to be fair, they were baby pods. Oh, so 8 a.m. is your 7 a.m. Correct. So check it out. These are the ones that sank down to the bottom. I'm actually going to do this same soil test. So I'm going to keep this. Matter of fact, let me empty this out. What's said in the chat stays in the chat. That's right, Miss Shirley. Yours love music. Your okras love music. Okay. So I'm going to use the same jar probably tomorrow, right? Let me just pour. All right. I'm going to use the same jar tomorrow. And I have, check it out. Y'all know that I started saving seeds that I never, I started saving seeds for these pepper plants. Check it out, all these seeds. So this is some maintenance and some things that I never got to. That's right, Montana. We listen and we don't judge. So see all these pepper seeds, right? This is some of the ones that we're going to soil test for tomorrow. Yeah, y'all are funny. So we whooping infants now. Tag, I'm telling you, Lady Miss, I think you made my day with that comment. Because I'm going to say, never in my adult or childhood life have I ever heard anybody say that before. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because that made my day. Okay. So yeah. All right. So here's what we got. Here's what we got going on. All right. So, PSA, public service announcement. Next weekend, I will not be streaming. I'll be on vacation. Happy about it. Need some sun. Tomorrow we will be streaming again, 8 a.m. sharp. Y'all know that I'm on here 8 a.m. sharp. And if you don't see me at 8 a.m., phone a friend because something could possibly be wrong. Okay? I have a lot of content dropping and I had a lot of content that dropped. So for those of you that do not realize it, I do have a podcast now. The podcast is on YouTube. However, if you are busy and you only have time to listen, check me out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's there. All you have to do is search Kinda Country Gardening. It'll come up. The podcast is there. Okay? So I will be having a video drop on Monday and probably Thursday as well this week. I'm going to see if I can put together some content for the weekend since I won't be here. And then on March the 2nd is when another podcast drops. I'm very excited about, can't wait to hear all the feedback. Okay. So everybody, make sure you come in here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're talking about, see if I remember. Oh, so tomorrow we're going to be talking about garden pests like the aphids, all those things. Oh, thank you, Tag. In the garden cracking up. Love you guys. It's nice. It's nice out today. It is very nice out today. The Nichols, Desmond, there you go. That's what's up. You learning. Okay. The podcast was awesome. Thank you, Tag. So thank you for those that shared out the podcast. That was just a taste. We have some pretty awesome gardeners coming up. I'm still in the process of interviewing folks. Everyone's been amazing so far. Tag the products and purchase via the links. Okay, thank you, brother, for reminding me. So if I am using anything in particular that anyone is interested in, I am going to start tagging products in the video descriptions. So as long as you go in and buy directly from those links, yes, I do get a commission. So if you want to go in and see what I'm using and I tag a product, please do use those links. I do get commission off of them. That's greatly appreciated. I guess that's just a part of the YouTube partnership, and I really do appreciate it. Epic gardening. Okay. Oh, and on my Discord. Thank you, That's Smart. So if you guys have not joined the Discord, please do go in, to the Discord channel. Brother, if you could drop the Discord link in there as well. Go into Discord, sign up. You do need a Discord account. We've been in there asking questions, sharing pictures, getting ideas from each other. I want to say that it's called gardening groupthink. So we're sharing things and all the other things. So yeah, we're gonna do all those things. I'll be back tomorrow, but then they won't be a live stream the next weekend. So let me just do this really quick. Yes, Jen Dukes, we have a Discord channel where we have different topics that we have been talking about. Thank you, Shelly, for dropping in the other stuff. For those of you that want merch, I'm going to drop my email in the chat as well, so you guys can email me if you would like any of the sweatshirts or the t-shirts or the long sleeve shirts. Let me know. I can get it to you, and I will have my t-shirt vendor send it on out to you guys. Hey, Sylviar, listening and dropping seeds. Okay. Vacation, you're so annoyed. No, you're happy about vacation, brother. We're all happy about vacation. You've just posted your patio garden. Okay, I'll go and check it out. So yeah, we will go in and do all the things. So we're dropping. Thank you for dropping the links, Shelly. Sylvia. So as always, thank everybody for joining me. Those of you that are watching the replay, thank you for hanging in there with us. Hopefully everyone learned a little bit of something today. I hope everyone has a great day on purpose. And until tomorrow, peace out, everybody. And have a great day on purpose.